Now what you have to record in your debit side? A minus L plus, which means that if any assets have decreased, A minus, and liability have increased, L plus, you have to record in the debit side. If you see your debit side, we have general reserve. Okay, so you have to transfer this general reserve to partners capital account and distribute in their profit sharing ratio. So your goodwill treatment as per accounting standard 26 has to be written like this: new partners capital account data to old partners capital account. Hello everyone, I am Harshita, lecturer, Department of Commerce, Vidhyaashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. My dear students, today I am in the session 2 of your chapter 2, that is Reconstitution of a Partnership Firm. Under that we are going to learn about admission of a partner, and we were doing a revision class of this chapter. So already in your session 1, we have seen what are the questions they have asked in your previous question paper based on 1 mark, 2 marks, 6 marks as well as 12 marks. So before beginning the session, let us see the blueprint of this chapter. So already we know the chapter weightage. So the chapter number is 2 and the chapter name is Reconstitution of a Partnership Firm, Admission of a Partner, where we have 1 mark 2 questions as well as 12 mark 1 question. And I have clearly told you there is an alternative between 6 as well as 12 marks between the admission and the retirement chapter. So if they ask 6 marks from admission, you will get 12 marks from retirement. If they ask 12 marks from admission chapter, then you will get 6 marks from retirement. But most of the time they have asked 12 marks question from the admission chapter and 6 marks from retirement. So the total weightage of this chapter is 14 marks. Okay, so hope you are clear about the blueprint of the paper. Now, in your previous session, we have discussed or we have seen what are the type of questions they have asked from the question paper 2019 to 2023, 1 marks, 2 marks, 6 marks, and we had solved a 12 marks problem. In today's session also, I am going to discuss a 12 marks question paper problem. Okay, so let us go to the question and directly solve the solution here. Okay, so Krishna and Murthy are partners in a firm sharing profit and loss in the ratio 6:4. So their profit sharing ratio is 6:4, which is nothing but 6 divided by 10 and 4 divided by 10. Their balance sheet as on 31st/3/2022 was as follows. So they have given this balance sheet, which means that this is an old balance sheet. Before the admission of a new partner, this is a balance sheet they have given with assets as well as liabilities. Next, coming to the adjustments. So when did the new partner got admitted? On 1/4/2022, Veena is admitted into partnership on the following terms. Now let us see what are the terms here. Veena should bring rupees 25,000 as capital for 1/6 share and rupees 8,000 towards goodwill as per accounting standard 26. Goodwill is withdrawn by the old partner. Now this is an extra adjustment we had not seen in your earlier problem. Depreciate furniture by 10%, appreciate building by 20%. Provision for doubtful debt is no longer necessary. Okay, so prepare revaluation account, partners capital account and new balance sheet of the firm as on 1/4/2022. Now this is a question. Now we shall directly go through the solution because already you have know something about your evaluation account, partners capital account and balance sheet. Now let us directly solve the problem so that you will be clear about the solution here. Okay, now let us go through that. So first account to be prepared is your revaluation account. Revaluation account, where the format is simple. You will have particulars amount, debit and credit side. Now what you have to record in your debit side? A minus L plus, which means that if any assets have decreased, A minus, and liability have increased, L plus, you have to record in the debit side. In the credit side, it is A plus L minus. If any assets value have increased and liability value have decreased, L minus, you have to record in the credit side. Now, in order to prepare your evaluation account, what do you have to go through? You have to go through our adjustments. Okay, so first adjustment will come where? In the partner's capital account. Okay, about the capital and goodwill. Next, second is goodwill is withdrawn. So this also comes under partner's capital account. Now go through the next adjustment, third one. Depreciate furniture by 10%. Depreciation means what? Decrease. Furniture is an asset. So decrease in asset. Where do we record in your revaluation account? Decrease in asset in the debit side, A minus. So to furniture account. To furniture account. So what is the value of furniture? They'll give in the balance sheet 30,000. So 30,000 into percentage is 10%. So 30,000 into 10 divided by 100. So it will be 3,000. Next one, appreciate building. Appreciation means what? Increase. Increase in asset. Where do we record? In the credit side. So by building account A plus. So by building account, and the value of building is, that is 30,000 into percentage 20%. 30,000 into 20%. So 30,000 into 10% means 3,000. So it will be 20% means 6,000. Okay, so let us check once again. 30,000 into 20%. So it is 6,000. Yes. Next, provision for doubtful debts is no longer necessary. So they are telling that it is no longer necessary. Now in the balance sheet, they have given PDD 2,000. But now they are telling that it is no longer necessary, which means that it has decreased by 2,000. So PDD is what? PDD is a liability. So decrease in liability. So where do we record decrease in liability? In the credit side. So by PDD. To what extent it has decreased? Earlier it was 2,000. Now it is no longer necessary, which means that 2,000 it has decreased. So PDD 2,000. Any other adjustments? No other adjustment. We shall balance both the side. Balancing figure will be either profit or loss, which has to be transferred to where? Partners capital account. Debit side we have 3,000. Credit side it is 8,000. So 8,000 is greater. Right? 8,000 both the side minus 3,000. So this will be 5,000. So where do you transfer? To profit. Transfer to partners capital account. Now who are the partners? Krishna and Murthy, only to the old partners. Krishna, Murthy. And the profit is 5,000 into their profit sharing ratio. So their profit sharing ratio is 6:4. So 6 divided by 10 and 4 divided by 10. So 5,000 into 6 divided by 10. So it will be 3,000 and 2,000. So hope you are clear about your revaluation account. So this is a revaluation profit which has to be transferred to partners capital account. So this is how you will prepare your revaluation account. Yes, moving on to next account, that is partners capital account. So we shall start with, so we'll write the heading partners capital account. So what are the format or what is the column required? Particulars. We'll draw columns for each partner including the new partner Krishna, Murthy and Veena. In the credit side, particulars Krishna, Murthy and Veena. So what do you transfer first? As per the step wise you have to go through. So first we will transfer the capital. So by balance brought down. So, I have to transfer the capital of the partner. So, where do we get this capital? See your balance sheet, liability side. So, we have 40,000 and 30,000. So, transfer the capital. 40,000 and 30,000. Second step will transfer the revaluation account balance. So, we got profit of 3,000 and 2,000. So, you have to transfer. So, by revaluation account. In the bracket profit. So how much profit? 3,000 and 2,000. Next, third step is what? You will check your balance sheet, whether there is any reserve, fund, profit and loss account. So if you see your credit side, there is no profit and loss account. If you see your debit side, we have general reserve. Okay, so you have to transfer this general reserve to partners capital account and distribute in their profit sharing ratio. So how do you write? By general reserve 4,000. By general reserve 4,000 into the profit sharing ratio is 6:4. So 4,000 into 6 divided by 10. So it will be 2,400 and 1,600. So we are done with the 3 step. Now we have to come to the new partner. So she had bought capital as well as goodwill. Now let us see whether you have to write cash or bank. Now see your balance sheet, we have cash in hand. So I will write it as by cash account. So how much capital? 25,000 plus 8,000. So by cash account 25,000 plus 8,000. So it will be 25, 35, 33,000 in the new partners column. Now whatever the goodwill which is bought, 8,000, it has to be distributed among the old partners in the sacrifice ratio. So we shall calculate here, calculation of goodwill. So who is the new partner? Veena. Veena's goodwill. Veena's goodwill is equal to how much? 8,000 rupees. 8,000. So this 8,000 has to be distributed among Krishna and Murthy. In which ratio? Sacrifice ratio, but they have not given a sacrifice ratio. So we will distribute in the old ratio, 6:4. Now Krishna's share of goodwill is equal to rupees 8,000 into 6 divided by 10. In the same way, Murthy's share of goodwill is equal to rupees 8,000 into 4 divided by 10. So 8,000 into 6 divided by 10. So it will be 4,800 and 3,200. So this will be their share of goodwill. Now how do you write in your partner's capital account? New partner to old partner. So by Veena's capital account to old partner, Krishna's capital account to Murthy's capital account. Now how do you write the amount? Already you got the amount. How much? 4,800 and 3,200. So while writing in Veena's column, 4,800 and 3,200. Veena's column should be empty. Okay. So 4,800 and 3,200. Here Krishna and Murthy's column should be empty. 4,800 and 3,200. So your goodwill treatment as per accounting standard 26 has to be written like this. New partners capital account data to old partners capital account. Next what we have, goodwill is withdrawn by the old partners. So how do you write? When goodwill is bought by cash account. When goodwill is withdrawn to cash account. So this is goodwill withdrawn. So how much each partner have withdrawn their respective goodwill? 4,800 and 3,200. If they give half of the goodwill is withdrawn, then you have to take half of the amount. Okay. So hope you are clear. So we are done with this. No other adjustment. So balance both the side. Balancing figure will be carried down and it has to be taken in the balance sheet. Okay. So we shall balance both the side. If you add credit side of Krishna, So 40,000 plus 3,000 plus 2,400 plus 4,800. So it will be 50,200 minus goodwill withdrawn 4,800. So 45,400. Now coming to Murthy, 30,000 plus 2,000 plus 1,600 plus 3,200. So it will be 36,800 minus 3,200. So 33,600. Okay. Next is, here it is 33,000. So 33,000 minus 4,800 minus 3,200. So it will be 25,000. So this is a balancing figure. So I will write it as to balance carried down, and this is the balancing figure. So here it is 50,200 and 36,800 and 33,000. So whatever the amount you have carried down, bring down that balance. So by balance brought down. So how much? 45,400 and 33,600 and 25,000. So this is the partner's capital account. So hope you are clear. Now we shall directly move on to the balance sheet. So I'll write the heading balance sheet as on. Balance sheet as on which date? On the date of admission. So on the date of admission is 1/4/2022. 1/4/2022. So in order to prepare your balance sheet, you have to see the question where they have given the balance sheet one by one. You have to record as it is. Okay. So any adjustment has to be made. You have to make those adjustments. Now let us go to the asset side. So we have cash in hand 5,000. So how do you treat cash in hand? Cash in hand, they have given us 5,000 plus capital. Capital bought is 25,000 plus goodwill. So let us see how much capital bought by the new partner, 25,000 and goodwill 8,000. So plus capital plus goodwill minus goodwill is withdrawn by the old partners. So this is how we'll take 5,000 given in the balance sheet plus capital 25,000 plus goodwill 8,000 minus goodwill is withdrawn. So minus 8,000. So how much it is? 25 plus 5, 30,000. 30,000 plus 8,000 minus 8,000. So it will be 30,000. So hope you are clear. So this is how you will write the cash in hand. Next one, debtors 20,000, but they have clearly told PDD is no longer necessary. So debtors 20,000. So how do you write? Minus PDD. Now the PDD is 0. Okay. So debtors 20,000. Earlier there was a PDD of 2,000. Now they have told that PDD is no longer necessary. So PDD is 0 now. So outer column 20,000. After that, next stock 17,000. No difference in stock. There is no adjustment. So stock directly 17,000. Stock 17,000. Next one, building 30,000, but there is an adjustment on building. Appreciation 6,000. So 30,000, add appreciation 6,000. Building. So building is 30,000, add appreciation 6,000. Add appreciation 6,000. Outer column 36,000. Next one, furniture. Furniture 30,000, but there is a depreciation of 3,000. Furniture 30,000 minus 3,000. Minus depreciation 3,000 So outer column it is 27,000. So we are done with all the assets here. Furniture is also done. Now coming to liabilities, creditors. No change in creditors, 20,000. Creditors 20,000. Next we have bills payable 6,000. After bills payable, next general reserve already we have distributed in partners capital account. This capital also we have taken in your partners capital account. Now instead of this capital we have to take the balance carried down. So this capital we have to take. So let's say take that capital. So you will write capital. Now who are the partners? Krishna, Murthy and Veena. So let us take this capital. 45,400, 45,400, 33,600 and 25,000. Yes, and 25,000. So when you total, so you'll get 45,400 plus 33,600. So this is 33,600 plus 25,000. So I'll get 1,04,000. 1,04,000. Now let us see whether we have recorded all the adjustments. So balance sheet is done. So Veena should bring capital as well as goodwill. We have taken twice. Goodwill is withdrawn. We have taken. Next, depreciate furniture taken, appreciation taken, provision for doubtful debts no longer necessary. We have taken. Now let us balance. Let's see whether our balance sheet tallies. Now if you see your asset side, so 30,000 plus 20,000 plus 17,000 plus 36,000 plus 27,000. So you will get 1,30,000 in the asset side. Coming to liability side, so 1,04,000 plus 6,000 plus 20,000. So here also you will get 1,30,000 on both the sides. So this is a easy problem to score 12 marks, but you have to be careful with the adjustments. Certain times you might get a difficult adjustment where you are not able to solve. And make sure that if you make a small mistake in your evaluation account, it continues to your partner's capital account and it carries on to the balance sheet. So be careful. So when you see your question papers, go through that whether you are able to answer that problem or not, whether you know that solution or not. So you have to know whether you are familiar with all the adjustments, what is there in the question and how you have to treat under each and every account. Then you can easily solve or easily score 12 marks here under admission of a partner. Okay. So my dear students, hope you have understood today's session. See you all in my next session with a new topic. Till then, take care. Thank you.